You saw from your own personal experience being out, navigating the streets, using like, okay, let me use this site for retaining this and use this site to deliver it. And you kind of saw the logistics, how the logistics would kind of get a bottleneck. And then you was like, you know what, I need to really have ownership over inventory, over my trucks, over the fleet. I don't think you mentioned about you having a trailer too. So like you have a trailer amongst your truck fleet as well here locally, so I think that goes, going back to what I was mentioning, like of service, like you saw from your own experience, how you evolved, how it was humble beginnings to where you are now being, multi six-figure generating business, and how you saw with other pallet guys, like they're just hustlers. But how can you start to diversify your business if you're a truck driver? How can you transition into this industry, even if you have sales experience or, whatever your background may be from various backgrounds, and use that same philosophy to build a sustainable business for a commodity that's available everywhere.
It's available everywhere. And also we want to empower people to let them know that you don't have to take scraps. You don't have to do all this heavy lifting and all this work, for pennies on the dollar. You can take these pallets and sell them directly to other customers, other businesses.
Yeah.
And a lot of pallet guys, people don't really know about this industry, number one. And the guys that are in this industry, in my opinion, are doing it backwards. That's my opinion. And I want to be able to take those people that are either new to the industry or the people that have been around for a while and help revitalize their mindset. And like we said, empower and empower them, because I found out that a lot of people are walking around with limited beliefs and low self-confidence, and they take the first offer that they can get on whatever it is, and they don't expand their mind, so to speak, or push beyond that initial offer to see if they can get something more, right? Because they say a sucker's born every day. So if people can take advantage of you, they're going to take advantage of you. And I see a lot of people within this industry, in my opinion, being taken advantage of.
Yeah. So let me ask you this really quick. So you talked about how sometimes you may take the first deal or move forward with that first transaction, and you may still have a limited mindset. So do you believe that in some cases you should not take the first deal? Or do you take the first deal and learn from it and then know, okay, I'm not going to do that again. I'm going to approach this differently? Or what would be your thought?
Well, I'll plug Pallet Pros Academy.
Okay.
What about it? Pallet Pros Academy can teach you and provide you with enough confidence so you don't have to take that first deal. And at least you have a little bit of ammo in your back pocket to explore and see maybe you can get a second offer, a third offer. Because when you first get into an industry or business, you don't know what you don't know.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
But if you have somebody that can coach you or mentor you or whatever the case is, you can learn something else. So when you go out there, you can have a little bit of confidence in yourself. To answer your question, I don't think there's necessarily a wrong answer with that, because I also think that, let's say you take that first deal and you learn that you could have got a lot. Okay, let's say it's two people, right? And you took the first deal at $5 and I came behind and I didn't take the first deal and I got $10. And then we came back later on and you said, man, how much you get out of that deal? And I told you 10. And I asked you how much you got out of it. You said, I got 5. Well, guess what? You learned a lesson now.
Yeah.
So sometimes learning those hard lessons can also teach you. Okay. So I think it's situational, right? Yeah, it's situational.
Okay. That's fair. Because like you mentioned, you don't know what you don't know until you go through it. I've made a lot of mistakes, respectfully, for GLC, and you've made some mistakes with Pallet Pros.
A lot.
And we're continuously learning, as well. And also learning in our marriage, how, the dynamic and understand, okay, let me fall back or let me step up, be of service to that other person when they need it as well. So I think it's so cool how you've really grown Pallet Pros and Pallet Pros Academy, and not boots on the ground behind the scenes with the business, but just like you're behind the scenes with me with GLC. I think it's amazing of what we're creating simultaneously and together.
But you're an integral part in Pallet Pros as well, though. You help me with a lot of ideas.
Yeah.
And I like, in the military, they say, watch my six, which means watch my back. So you catch a lot of things that I just don't see. And quite frankly, it helps me to just stay focused on the sales aspect and building the business up, right? Because a lot of y'all know that once you start getting into the admin side of business, it starts getting real sticky when you're dealing with taxes and you're dealing with sending out invoices and you're dealing with responding to emails. If you don't have a system in place, then that stuff can get messy real fast. And a lot of businesses fail. A lot of businesses fail because they can't get the admin side together.
Yeah.
They could be out there selling all. It's like having a hole in a boat. You could be bringing in all this business, but if you're not able to retain the business and make sure your financials and the admin side is good, it's going, as soon as it's coming in, it's going right out.
Yeah.
So you are an integral part of Pallet Pros as well too.
Well, thank you. And you're integral with GLC. Like guys, when I say I be throwing a lot of stuff at him, he be like, I just got in the door, like literally, or he's on the road and I'm throwing stuff at him. He like, okay.
But that's another good thing about what I do too, is because I actually feel like we talk more.
We do.
On the phone, because with what I do, once again, it's a solitary position.
Yeah.
And so I'm driving a lot, but it gives me a lot of time to listen to podcasts, to, renew my mind or strengthen my mind about business, about spirituality, about finances. It gives me a lot of time to talk to my wife.
Yeah.
So I actually, because when I was working a 9 to 5, we couldn't talk because I was on the phone with other customers. She was on the phone with customers, or you had the inner office dynamic, and you just didn't have that time. But because both of us are solitaire, when I'm gone, Megan's at the house by herself, or when I'm on the road, I'm by myself. So I feel like we probably talk 2 hours a day.
Yeah.
When I'm gone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think we get a lot of our ideas out at that time.
We do.
You'll tell me about what's going on with your day and what such and such did and blah, 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 blah. And that makes us laugh. But then we'll also talk about some things that we need to tackle within the household. And we'll talk about things that we need to tackle within the business, my business or your business, respectfully. So that's another plus about what I do, is I actually believe that it's strengthened our relationship. I mean, even with when we're not seeing eye to eye, it's like, shoot, I hop in the truck and give her, let me like, and I know, let me call this girl, right? Let me call this lady real quick.
Yeah.
See how she's doing. Hey, baby, how you doing? I'm good. Okay, I just want to call and check on you. I love you. I'll see you when I get home. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So I believe that it's actually helped with our relationship. It works out really, really well.
I agree. Like, I would not have envisioned where we are now, like 5 years ago, pre-COVID, so to see like we talked about before, see our evolution and stuff here now, it's amazing. And we still have, a good bit to go, but like you said, don't be in a rush to get to the destination. Enjoy the scenic route, enjoy the fruits and enjoy the trees. And sometimes you got to make a U-turn and go back or go a different route, take a detour and stuff like that. But there's beauty in those detours.
You only have one life to live.
Yeah.
So you might as well take advantage of opportunities.
Absolutely.
I didn't want to be the individual that retired at 65 or whatever and look back and said, man, I should have done this and that or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Do it now, while you're still able to do it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Yep.